You did very well. You can tell I've experienced where people, when they hear the Our Father, you just naturally jump in. And what does Jesus tell his disciples? Don't babble like the pagans. What do the pagans do? They have these preset prayers, and if they make a mistake while they're saying the prayer, they have to start from scratch because it has to be said exactly the way the gods wanted it. It's easy to fall into that trap with our prayers because we want to be more prayerful, but sometimes that means multiplying the types of prayers we're saying. And we end up saying a lot of words, but I'm not sure a lot of it is communication. A lot of it is just recitation. And so we have to be careful and examine our consciences every now and then to make sure that we have some of the elements that Jesus spoke about. Number one, our Father, that our prayers should be relational. We're talking to someone, not at someone. So we have to say the words, but we also have to mean them. Now, there's one little exception here. I'm 71, and some of you are a little bit older than I am. One of the problems of being 71 is that our mind tends to wander, whether it be at Mass or during prayers. It's simply part of being 71. I looked at YouTube yesterday, and it talked about the attention deficit, and it says the real problem with attention deficit is, oh, there's a nice dog. It's easy to lose track. If we do that, simply try to return to your prayer as soon as possible. God understands. He's the one who made you 75. He knows the consequences. Hallowed be thy name. Some words of praise, gratitude. You are great, God. Your kingdom come, your will be done. A prayer of surrender. God, I'm not sure I like being 75 and with the limitations, but I accept it. I know this is where you want me to be at this moment, and so I embrace it. Give us this day our daily bread, praying for our needs, praying for the needs of others. And remember, it's not a magic formula. Press in the right novena, push the button, up pops a miracle. It's asking a loving parent for what we think we need. And the parent sometimes says yes, sometimes says no. If your 6-year-old asked you for a motorized bike, would you think about it? And sometimes God thinks in those terms. This might seem good to you now, but I know better than you. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. The willingness to forgive others. Now, forgiveness, again, is one of those tricky areas. We think we let go of it, and doesn't it come back and back and back? And we have to keep forgiving it. That's why Jesus said forgive 70 times 7. Not just 70 times 7 different things. Sometimes it's 70 times 7 the same old thing. And sometimes it seems it takes forever to be able to let go of it. But each time we try to forgive just a little more profoundly. And lead us not into temptation. That's a tricky one. Does God tempt us? Doesn't sound right, does it? In the Italian version of the Our Father, what they've changed the words a little bit to actually be closer to the Greek. Deliver us from the trial. In other words, God, I know I'm weak. It's Lent. I promised I wouldn't overeat. But that 5-pound cherry cheesecake in the fridge is calling my name. I feel so weak. You have to deliver me because I can't do it alone. And so all of these elements, what Jesus was trying to tell us is these elements should be part of our prayer, no matter which prayer we say. And if we say the formal prayers, make sure we pray them and not just say them.